I'm obligated by the shitty YouTube copyright system to neuter the footage and audio. Full-on movie footage and music will be substituted with stills and alternate soundtracks. However, all patrons can watch the original cut as much as they please. Please consider becoming one. I need more awesome people in my life. First video about a movie. Any bets on it being the last? It's well-spoken human law to meme about Star Wars. Man, oh man, something this good ought to drench everybody's timeline. Hey ho, looks like it does. I'm sure it's all good. Oh god, no. It's the literal kind of meme. Well, the bigger it grows, the less you can hide. And the biggest film franchise ever would certainly like to hide some things. Those things, when it isn't the fan base, be the second wave of feature flicks. Buckle up, fuckle schlups. It's time for the goddamn Star Wars prequels. I scream, God help me, and he tends to his waffles instead. Well, you know what? Don't need you, bro. I've been trained in the ways of the Force. Pretty much everybody goes on about how shitty these films are. And you could say I'm sick of keeping quiet. Are episodes 1, 2, and 3 truly all bad? No, of course not. All three have stuff worth applauding and ripping to shreds. Best we swallow the pride and consider both for once. And if I by any chance fail to satisfy, well, you got some fresh meat to roast. Nothing beats rotisserie. Up first, Phantom Menace. Detonation of the hype thrusters burned this bastard bad. Disappointment's a nasty taste, but that base of judgment is pretty fake. Let's see how the first of the timeline starts things out. Forces of good, legions of bad. Which is more to be had? Opinion or facts? I'm on the attack. Through and through, the Phantom Menace is a viz-whiz. Visually speaking, it's starburst for the eyes, shiny and juicy. After all, it took The Matrix head-on for Best Visuals at the Academy Awards. And even though it lost, it's hard to complain with the quality of its pre-millennium CG, especially when you look back at Zilla 98. The level of polish brought about a modern flair and style to the far, far away galaxy that I feel will never get enough credit. Special props to the aquatic depths of Naboo and the droid attack on the Gungans. Sure, almost nothing's practical or old school, but don't you dare tell me CG isn't an art all in itself. Besides, the classic style would have undeniably lost some of its charm if it were dragged too far into another era. I mean, real or not, the Yoda puppet doesn't look anywhere near as good as CG Yoda. The prequels have always looked slick, right from the onset. Podracing is bad ass. It's hard to picture what's essentially intergalactic NASCAR coming out on top as one of the most exciting action sequences in the series, but it did, fairly and squarely. Fast-paced, unexpectedly intense, and a truly unique outing for Star Wars. Even when it feels like we've been here before, I love every second of it, and the crashes crack me up. Some say the characters all suck, but allow me to disagree. Not that you could stop it. While nobody's really all that great here, I do legitimately enjoy four faces. Those being Qui-gon, Obi-Wan, Watto, and Palpatine. Liam Neeson puts up a very convincing display of time-tested mastery, due in part to his calm, stoic performance. And he does a good job in spite of the more reserved role. Obi-Wan, while not a full-blown gift from CG space god quite yet, is very enjoyable whenever he's allowed into a scene. A budding warrior, skilled in the ways of the stylish and charming. I could watch Ewan play Obi all damn day. Watto is one of the only new characters that's both enjoyable and adequately utilized. He's basically a less imposing but more entertaining Jabba. I find his dialect and pig-headed greed pretty amusing, in addition to his well-deserved comeuppance, softening the blow of his dickish mishaps. He's pretty fun. Lastly, Palpatine is Palpatine. Yeah, his friendly ruse doesn't have much to do in episode 1, but he's always great to listen to. Performance definitely leans on good. What kind of bravery does one have to say a film scored by the omnipotent John Williams is beyond salvaging? The kind that rhymes with stupid. Phantom Menace's soundtrack is unbelievable, and that's a truth most know to be top 3 good. Even with how competitive its older and younger siblings continue to be, I love just about every piece, even if I can't recite the track's name. Never do I need to worry, cause motherfucking Duel of the Fates speaks to all with its never before imaginable scope in cinematic strength. Some of the best music of all time. Wasn't even nominated for Best Original Score? Kiss my Darth ass! I'm also a sucker for the final parade fanfare. That chorus ain't from this earth. Compose me up, Johnny. Keeping with the tip-top Star Wars mantra is the lineup of new races and monsters. I dig 'em hardcore. Episode 1's creature designs are by and large pretty appealing. The notable eye-catchers are the Gungans, for being little more than a modern retread of the Ewoks, in that they only help win one battle in one movie. They're pretty cool. Amphibious bipedal warriors with mollusk-like eye stalks and pectoral fins that double up as both long hair and war hoods. That's legit awesome. Oh, but they're racist. They're brown and talk like Jamaicans. No, you're racist for even bringing attention to that. Further shoutouts to the creatures of the Black Naboon. The Colo Clawfish, aka that frickin' eel thing, is scary enough to be a Leviathan in Subnautica. Oh, and this fucking thing should be the final boss. Funny to think that once upon a time, a makeout session between 2 drunk glow sticks was considered high-octane action cinema. Step aside, you Padawan bitch. Let your master pass. Holy shit, man. The 2v1 madness that is the Phantom Menace's final lightsaber fight is a contender for the greatest battle in the whole saga. It is ridiculous how much energy and power went into this gigantic ripple in the Force. Not only are we treated to intense set pieces across a gnarly generator complex and suspenseful laser barriers, but also a fantastic display of Ray Park's phenomenal stunt work as Darth Maul, set to the still godlike Duel of the Fates. On top of the sensory value is the significant character milestone given to Obi-Wan. Once the Darth Maul's Obi's mentor, Lord McGregor eradicates that bastard 1v1, cementing his high-grounded majesty as the coolest Jedi to ever live. Maybe it's just my hard-on for technology and modern science fantasy, but consider me a fan of the droids. In fact, I'll take them over stormtroopers any day. Oh, someone said it. The originals portrayed droids as decently uncommon and relegated to basic tasks. Here, they're mass-produced as the frontline threat to the light side of the Force. I enjoy the designs of the basic units and especially the droidicas. On top of being more efficient than the original buffoons, my god, some literally are spaceships. They admittedly get some decent chuckles out of me. My favorite's Roger. If you're gonna make dime a dozen dirty working pests, best scrap the subtlety and make them literal tools. Darth Maul, man. This is hands down the greatest villain design in all of Star Wars. Vader almost lifts that hand back up, but holy jeez, it just can't be budged. The iconic horned menace may not be a phantom, but he's still the most intimidating, most lightsaber handy Sith Lord in the entire cinematic saga. That blood red skin studded with space black tattoos mixed together with his insane twin saber gets every Force fanatic all giddy with nerdy adrenaline. Oh god, here we go. I'm leading with one of the least notorious blemishes on this wanted face, but it's disgusting all the same. My biggest problem with Phantom Menace is just how much time the main cast wastes on Tatooine. Look, I get it, all Skywalkers come from the desert. Good joke. But you can only wait so long for the punchline before you die. And once you realize that they spend 50 minutes on this damn planet, you will want to. 50 minutes? Do you even brain? That's nearly half the runtime. Sure, we've spent 2 decent chunks of time on Tatooine in episodes 4 and 6, but both start the story there and make far better use of their time. At least the shit with Jabba is consistently entertaining. This one meanders a lot, even when it aligns with significant moments. Is this world building? Not really. A New Hope and Jedi made the slave practices and greed of the inhabitants pretty clear. Aside from the pod race and Anakin's farewell, nothing that happens really warrants the screen time it swallows up. So, Jar Jar. Okay, so here's where I end the video and call this the literal worst thing made by humankind, right? Truth be told, I don't hate Jar Jar. I'd sooner listen to Binksy than any character from South Park. However, this won't keep me from admitting he's way overused. What should have been a minor extra is dragged along by the main cast for poor reasons. Just cuz? It's not like we have more significant characters to develop. Regardless of personality, he long overstayed his welcome and takes up a spot somebody else could be and should be contributing from. I didn't fake what I said about the likable characters earlier, I swear to God, but they can't make up for the imbalance. Most of the characters are infamously lame, and I can't look past it. Anakin's more of a robot than his fucking robot, Padme is cinematically tone deaf, and the extras ironically subtract from the story. Almost every line out of Anakin and Padme feels like it's being recited by a thing failing to ace that audition. Academy Award for Best Director. You want it, don't you, Georgie? How about letting your actors feel? Midi-chlorians are, oh my god. True story, I explained how all this shit worked to my mom, who never saw the problem before. She thought it made sense. Now she's literally triggered by this. Love you, Mom. This detail can be brushed off quite easily during a casual viewing, but erupts into lore sodomizing anger when you squint back at it. Lucas actually came up with a biological explanation of how the Force works. You know, that metaphysical magic those with strong faith use as an ageless martial art. Yeah. Now you get it via tiny-ass life forms in your goddamn blood that the Force speaks through. What kind of bullshit is that? So I need thousands of eloquent walkie-talkies in my fucking bloodstream to shout I'm special to get Force powers? Oh wow, doesn't Master Yoda look so much cooler now that you know his secret is his vascular Kool-Aid? Can we talk about Anakin a bit more? One detail I actually kinda like is how they made him out to be Force Jesus. No bullshit, I was totally on board with the idea of a virgin birth, especially since the Force was originally described as a mystical energy attainable through powerful faith. It all fits. The problem is simple. It's a classic case of creating a chosen one just to create a chosen one. We need a reason to like the fabled Anakin Skywalker, to believably trust that he's meant for this crucial role. But the movie fails to show a character that fits the description. Sure, we get a stupid biological hint, but not even an emotional or tangible one. I know he's just a kid, but shouldn't he be more compelled by ambitious dreams and unreal displays of his gift? You can't just take a soulless little twerp, tell him he's special, and fit him into the big picture. That's a terrible way to handle it. I may hate all the time wasting held on Tatooine, but it doesn't get any more dull than the central intricacies of the basic plot. Palpatine resides as the Phantom Menace, being the unseen mastermind posing as a notable head in the Galactic Senate. He basically manipulates both sides to ease him into power. I'll admit, that makes a ton of sense. And there's something innately satisfying about this film's corrupt portrayal of the government. Ooh, sounds familiar. But why, in the scrumptious fopcakes, did you have to drown us in the technicals? A lot of episode 1's time is taken up by slow, boring political jargon that... Shut up! For the love of God, shut up! I'm watching a goddamn space opera, not a meeting of Congress. Politics are just about the worst thing ever, so putting them in the best science fiction series ever, you couldn't possibly foresee a net gain. Darth Maul is underused. I'm no Hollywood screenwriter, but I can certainly tell you doing the Harbinger of the Sith better justice is as easy as one rewrite. Just have Maul kidnap Anakin, and that could naturally lead the focal bullet points to line up. The Sith's presence is more involved and intense, Anakin would see the Jedi world more closely and even be inspired by either Obi-Wan's good or Maul's evil, and Palpatine's effort to secure his rescue would aid in his election as a convincing chancellor and strengthen the friendship between the two of them, which all checks out in the end, and seeing more of Maul would have pleased fans of the action too, since you could have easily fit the final duel in at the end of the ordeal. I just did your writing job better, Lucas. Where's my multi-million-dollar paycheck? Nobody likes juvenile humor. I swear that not even kids do anymore. Yeah, one fart joke, one shit joke, and Lord knows how many minutes of Jar Jar babble talk really doesn't hold a candle to DreamWorks' humor quota. But this is frickin' Star Wars. You're smarter than this. The only genuine acting-based humor is from Ewan McGregor, and his screen time isn't that significant until episode 2. So there's nothing to salvage from the lazy scraps. Final tally. I know plenty of you came in expecting this turnout, and congrats on your victory. It's our first ever mess, and goddamn if it wasn't fun to talk about. Completely shitting on this film was never my intent. And even if the end result is obvious, that's not entirely the point of this show. You come to see both sides. Phantom Menace is a classic example of critical extremism, and it's ungodly interesting for that reason alone. But we can't let the bad invalidate the good. That's how happiness dies. Yes, it's bad, but not that bad. To call this among the worst films ever made is a sign that you need to get over yourself. There are great things to admire, as well as despise. But best not deal in absolutes, lest you die like a bitch and lose your boots. And those were my words. Next episode is... I don't know yet. Maybe Attack of the Clones, if you guys want that. Hell, I gotta get going on the Platinum Patreon picks. It'll be fun either way. Links to Twitter and Discord in the description. See ya! Thanks for watching, everyone. Time to shout out to my higher-end patrons. Lucarian, Toa of Shadows, Kyle Wee 12, Jordan Osceola, Jacob Wakeland, That Guy in the Store, Tubazone 1989, You Can't See Martin 19, James Ward, Diamond Ice, Rise Jimbo, Skellington 977, Bradley Cohen, Mathron 5000, Smash Mario Pro 2000, got it right this time, Sean, and Joseph Fioravanti. The family's getting bigger by the moment. I appreciate the fuck out of you, as always.